After the success of Jenny Han's To All the Boys I Loved Before trilogy on Netflix, fans have been clamoring for more of her books to be adapted for the screen. They'll no doubt be happy with the results of her latest book-to-screen adaptation, The Summer I Turned Pretty, which debuted on Prime Video this week. While it isn't a word-for-word adaptation of the book, this 7-part TV series is sure to please Han's fans, who will finally get to see her most famous love triangle on screen. Isabel Belly Conklin, 15 going on 16 years old, recalls the story of one remarkable summer in her life. In the summer I turned pretty. Belly has spent the summers with her mother, Laurel Park, and elder brother, Stephen, at the beach house of Laurel's best friend, Susanna Fisher, and she has been in love with Susanna's oldest son, Conrad, her entire life. Jeremiah, Susanna's other kid, has always been the fun one, almost always smiling and eager to go for a swim or throw Belly in the water, which he refers to as a belly flop. Belly's love life is at the center of the story's main conflict. She has 3 young men that adore her. While she evaluates her options with each of them, she must also contemplate the changes that have occurred in the world around her. It all comes down to her decision in the end. Who is she going to pick? Will she accompany Conrad, whom she has adored since they were 12 years old? Will she go with Jeremiah, who has been more kind and gentler to her and treats her as a queen? We look at the season 1 finale and try to figure out what it means for Belly's future. The narrative of Belly Conklin is told in The Summer I Turned Pretty. She wants to start her love affair with Conrad Fisher this summer, at the age of 16. However, she realizes that Conrad has changed when she arrives at the beach house, where Belly and Conrad's families spend the summer together. He isn't as sweet as he usually is. Instead, he is distant and aloof, as well as harsh at times. Belly decides to move on after a long period of pining for him. This is when she comes upon Cam. When Conrad's brother, Jeremiah, tells her that he wants more from their connection, things get complicated. Belly has remained in love with Conrad all this time. It's the ball morning and everyone is getting ready for the summer's biggest event. Belly is a little worried about tonight's ceremony, but she's overjoyed with her final present from the mothers, the white gown she'd always desired. She's free to drive herself to the country club, where the ladies are getting ready for the big night. There's just enough time for Conrad to wish her luck and Jeremiah to sneak in one last kiss on her way out. Unfortunately, Stephen notices the prohibited kiss and becomes enraged, yelling at his younger sister. He was completely unaware of the relationship and considers the concept of his closest friend and sister kissing to be revolting. Stephen is the younger brother who is rather immature, at times resembling a frat boy. Belly drives away after telling him she may date anybody she wants. Stephen's rage may have been fueled by an earlier episode in which he told Shayla that he had lost all of his money in a poker game and couldn't afford a tuxedo for the ball. You might wonder why he waited so long to acquire a tux in the first place. Whatever the case may be, Shayla is furious. She offers to cover the cost of his new suit. Stephen, although refusing to accept any money, agrees to wear Shayla's father's old tux instead. He chooses to chastise his pal after witnessing Belly and Jeremiah kiss. Jeremiah declares that he would never harm Belly, and Stephen appears to be comforted by this statement. Susanna is beaming with joy and overwhelmed with emotions as the ball approaches. After all, this is a bittersweet night for the mother, who is battling cancer and a barrage of emotions. It will be her final summer with everyone together, as well as one of her final summers in general. She attempts to keep her tears at bay and focus on the present. The crew is all suited up and ready to have a great time. Cleveland meets Stephen, and the 3 of them debate his chances at Princeton. Stephen is told by Laurel that they will make it work so that he can go. Conrad is also off to college, so there's a sense of closure all around. Belly narrates the proceedings as she puts on her makeup and puts on her gown. Belly says, "We're all gorgeous in our own ways," in one of the first hints from the show that there is a moral to all of this image preoccupation. To suggest that this is too little, too late is an understatement. Despite the fact that this is an adolescent show intended at a juvenile audience, the series has had some fairly tangled and deceptive morals throughout. This one takes the biscuit. The debutante event is in full swing, and the debutantes are being introduced to the crowd. Belly and Jeremiah leave the house and have their pictures taken. Everyone is in awe of the ideal couple as Conrad smiles from the audience. Laurel becomes distraught and goes away, accompanied by her ex-husband John. They discuss Susanna's declining health, which is having a significant impact on all of them. The escort dance and the last waltz with the pairs follow, but Jeremiah is nowhere to be seen. Jeremiah has just learned of Susanna's cancer and is inconsolably upset. Conrad, on the other hand, seizes the opportunity and dances with Belly in Jeremiah's place. After the dance, Jeremiah interrogates Conrad about their mother's condition, heightening the tension. Conrad confesses that he was well aware of the situation, and the two fight on the dance floor. Susanna divides them up and realizes that almost everyone knows she has cancer. Belly is angry that she's been so selfish all summer, worried about boys while Susanna is battling a dangerous sickness, and the tears continue to flow back at the summer house, with Belly upset that she's been so selfish all summer, worrying about males, while Susanna is suffering a deadly disease. Laurel sobs, as does Stephen, as the entire family fears the worst. Susanna is open and honest with her sons. They want her to try the trial treatment and fight back, but her mother is wary. The lads are able to persuade her, and she resolves to fight cancer one final time. It's a tumultuous series of events. Susanna is the lifeblood of this summer's setup, and her death has devastated her entire family and friends. Belly and Conrad sit on the beach the morning after in the closing scene. Conrad is relieved that his mother is pursuing the case, and he apologizes to Belly for not alerting her sooner. He claims to require Belly, but she wishes for him to desire her instead. They kiss after he says he does. Belly seemed to have decided to stay with her first love rather than Jeremiah in the end.